there. So we've come to the last stitch in our basic embroidery stitches for newbie needles before we go on to the projects. So it's not sad, it's quite exciting because I'm quite looking forward to doing the projects with you. So today we're going to be doing satin stitch. It takes some time. It's not a stitch that can be rushed, but I do find it very relaxing once the foundation stitches are all set up and you're just doing the satin stitch. So join me on the other side of the camera and let's get going. Right then, I have done some satin stitch just to show you what it looks like. So we bring it up close to the camera. There we go. And you just smooth it out nicely to tidy it up. Now you can see I've done myself a little framework. All that is back stitch, and it goes over a pencil outline. Now the reason I've given myself this framework is so that the stitching line then stays nice and neat, and you can form your lines with a bit of structure. So I've done that direction in the first little box. I think I'm going to go in the other direction for the second box. So let's get started. So the needle comes from underneath, right in the corner, because you're going to go over that first line of stitching, and then down right at the top of it. And pull it down. Away, just gently, don't over pull. And then your next stitch, very, very close to where you put the first one in, but this side of the line, not between or in it, just outside of it. So we pull it all the way through, and then there is another line which I'm going to go over right next to the first stitch. So you push that all the way down. Just take your time, and you can help smooth it out each time or every other. So up again, right next to the stitch you just did. Let's get that in the right place. There we go. Up it comes, and down again, right next to the one that you did previously. And you just keep going, staying close, up and then down. There you go. And you can see what's happening. The gap is filling up. So just underneath the foundation stitches and over the next ones. And again, this is what I mean by it's not a quick stitch. You can't rush it, otherwise then it becomes messy. So just down again. And just give it nice smooth. Keep them all nice and neat. Up again, next to the previous stitch, and down at the top. There we go. It's a bit more. Remember to come underneath your foundation stitches because you don't want to see those, they'll be hidden. And over the other ones. I'm getting a nice little pattern now, can you see? There we go. I'm going to keep on doing this until we've at least finished this second square, I think. So try and keep your stitches quite close to the foundation ones because they're there to help you keep your shape. So it's a good idea to use them. There we go. Sometimes it takes a little time to get it in the right place, but it's worth it. And down again. There we go. Now, I'll finish this and you can join me back when I've done a bit more. Right then, you're back with me and I've done 2 squares of satin stitch. You see them? They actually look quite nice. Now to finish this, I would do another horizontal satin stitch square there and a vertical satin stitch square there. So that is satin stitch. Now let's go and have a look at another application that I can use with it. Now, this time I have already done my back stitch outline and I've come up from underneath, and now I'm going to go down next to the heart decoration and keeping it nice and flat but not over pulled. I'm going to go all the way round this space doing the satin stitch. So let's come up. There we go. Using my back stitches as a guide and down again right next to the heart. There we go. It will soon build to fill in that space. That's it. So come up right next to the other one. Takes a little bit of time. And down right next to the heart. There we go. We can smooth it out as we go. So up again. Right next to that back stitch line. And down next to the heart. There you go. Now you have to get, when you're doing a shape like a heart, especially starting at this point, the stitches have got to be really, really close together at the point. No gaps at all. And then when we're going back down again, we can have a slight gap, not a great big one, just to accommodate the shape. There we go. Let me see that. It is slightly changing its shape with the shape of the heart. So very close in the point and then a slight gapping right next to the heart so that it keeps the shape. But you can use your own common sense to get your shapes, and if you don't like the look of it or it's gone a little bit wrong, you just unpick it. To be fair, most immaculate embroiderers have unpicked many occasions. There we go. It's filling in the space. Now, as it's going up the line, your gaps can become more even. Just take a little bit of time to get it in the right place. Use those backstitch lines as your guide. Now all I did with those was I went with my needle by eye. I didn't need an outline. You can more or less judge as you go along, because as I've said before, the beauty of hand embroidery is that it's not exact, it's by eye. And it might look a little irregular in some places, but that doesn't matter. There we go. So, can you see how it's going round? Now, I'm sure you don't want to watch me doing that all day. So, I'll pop it down. and you can get on with your practicing. So we have this example where you make your shape and fill it in, or you can use it as part of a bigger design where you've used your other stitches, and then you can introduce a bit more and add on, fill in the gaps with your satin stitch. So there we go, that's Satin Stitch. And don't forget, find Newbie Needles Facebook page and let me see how you're getting on. Leave me some pictures or just make a comment. You can even ask a question by leaving a message on the Newbie Needles Facebook page and I'll get back to you. So join me on the other side of the camera. There you go, Satin Stitch. It's brilliant and you can use it making lots and lots of different shapes, filling in gaps, and hey, you can even use it to repair things, decoratively of course. So the next video will be on projects. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this video channel and you'll never miss one. Take care, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.